Let's move to baseball.
It does not seem like baseball weather outside today.
There would be no baseball outside today, but we are going to go to the NL East. Big division. Just highlight it real quick. Johan Santana supposedly is coming in and giving the Mets what they haven't had in these last couple years, and supposedly this will get them over the top to a World Series and possibly win it. That's the biggest to know, and you got a couple other good teams, so let's get right into it. Who's your best newcomer?
Well, I mean, I figure that someone's going to say Johan Santana, so I'm going with I'm actually going with Jeff Jenkins. Coming in from Milwaukee to Philadelphia. And I mean he's been relatively consistent over the past couple of years. 25 home runs 3 years ago, then 17, then 21 home runs. So he gives that pop in the middle of the lineup that Philadelphia has lost. I mean, they lost a quality team player in Aaron Rowan. And in right field, they're gaining Jeff Jenkins to go to bat behind Ryan Howard and Chase Utley and all those guys that have really become, after their run last year, after their run to the playoffs last year, I think that they have what it takes to consistently be either one or two in that division. I just think that they really have all the pieces when it comes to, a leadoff guy, guys who drive them in. I mean, perfect NL-style lineup.
And they had a big lineup.
You got Santana?
Santana, he's my newcomer.
Santana. That's easy. Do you even need to analyze that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
It's
Last
pretty
I
easy.
checked, he's pretty good.
I'm going to go with a full year of Big Tex, Mark Teixeira. I mean, I know he's not a huge newcomer. He was there at the break, but I think he's going to have a monster year, contract year. The man's looking to get paid.
By the Yankees.
He is probably.
Wait, what did they say?
He's probably looking to get paid by somebody. That's for sure. Anyways, let's go. Give me your MVP, and let's rank these teams.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go I'll rank them first. I'll go Mets, Phillies, Braves, Nationals, and then the Marlins.
Okay.
I think that for the MVP, I mean, it usually comes from the from the first place team. And I'm just looking through this team, and they are so stacked. But I actually think this is okay. If you're thinking
they're going to collapse.
If you're thinking MVP as far as like most valuable, like stats guys, I'm not going to give you a stats guy.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
But I'll give you the new catcher for the New York Mets, and that's Brian Schneider, because he's replacing a very vocal player in Paul LaDuca, who went, they actually switched teams, and Paul LaDuca is now in Washington. I think that Brian Schneider and his ability to call a game for Johan Santana, Pedro Martinez, you have John Maine, Oliver Perez, and that entire staff, pitching staff, and also to control, Duaner Sanchez in the bullpen and Billy Wagner and stuff like that. I think that he is the most focal point from a defensive standpoint, calling the games.
Up. What do you got, Steve?
My MVP is Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins.
He's unreal. He creates runs. He knocks in runs. Everything that has to do with runs, Jimmy Rollins is right there.
Is that a repeat MVP? He won the National League MVP.
Yeah, I got him winning 2 back-to-back years. I got him winning another MVP.
About that.
Wow.
But he's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable. That's true.
But he certainly is the MVP of the division.
Okay.
I mean, there's no question he's the MVP of the NL East.
So you got the Phillies winning it?
No. That's the crazy part. I don't. Hey, I picked Jeter. I didn't have the Yankees winning it, even though I'd like to retract that now. But I got Jimmy Rollins, but I don't have the Phillies winning. I have the Phillies placing second. I got the Braves winning this division, and let me tell you why. John Smoltz, Tom Glavine.
You like the Braves. Wow. I notice that every year you like the Braves.
John Smoltz, Tom Glavine.
You're drawn to him. Tom Glavine is is it
Hudson,
1995 right now?
Timmy Hudson. I heard from Brian Brooks that Mike Hampton is back on the prowl.
He is back, but he pulled a hamstring already.
But I heard he looks good. He looks sharp. I don't know. That's what Brooksy was telling me the other day.
Oh man.
So I got them. They have a great defense.
Mike Hampton, Cy Young in the division?
I don't think so.
No.
But he might move up to 3 if Tommy Glavine gets hurt. Look, the reason why
Atlanta?
I got the Mets at 3rd. Because I just don't think that their pitching staff is that good. I mean, Johan gets hurt and Pedro gets hurt. What do they got?
Yeah, I know, but you can say that for every team, and that's taking away their
especially
top 3
Atlanta. You could say that with Atlanta because I mean you're
Yeah, but
counting
you gotta
on
look
Tom Glavine to be your number
But
3.
you got to look at consistency with Atlanta. I mean, they've either won it or place. Well, I guess last year was the first year that they didn't win it or place second. But, the last 15 years they're consistent. Bobby Cox is a great manager. They have a decent bullpen. They're just. I think that they're a solid team, and I think people are overlooking the Atlanta Braves.
They could be. I got them finishing third. I got the Mets winning it. I took the Mets. The reason I took the Mets, it was hard for me to take the Mets because I'm going to tell you this: it is hard to get over what the Mets did last September, and that's why I almost didn't pick them.
That's why I didn't pick them.
That's one thing that pulled on me not to pick them. It is hard to get over that. But Johan does give them what they need. I'm with you, Steve, that they just because they have Johan does not make their rotation great. It's not great. It's a good rotation, but Johan is going to give them that oomph when they get to the playoffs. He's probably going to win 20 games. But the Phillies, I got finishing second. I don't trust their staff yet. If Cole Hamels turns into a real ace this year, which, I mean, he was great last year, but if he turns into that real bona fide ace, then they could win that division. But I got them finishing second. I got the Braves finishing third. This is my best division in the NL. The NL West is a different division, but these 3 teams at the top, with Teixeira on the Braves now, all 3 of these lineups can absolutely mash. I mean, they can hit the ball. And the last, I have the Marlins 4th, Nats 5th. I don't know if
I got the same thing. 4th and 5th, Marlins, Nats.
David Wright is my MVP. David Wright might sound like that's the easy pick. They need him to be the MVP because I think Delgado is done. I think Delgado is absolutely done.
Well,
and I think
Alou could be done.
Yeah, I mean, they got some older pieces. You don't always have to hit in the National League, especially when you got Jose Reyes. But I think that I think Delgado is done. I think David Wright is going to have one of those monster years. In between 38 and 42, I got him hitting out with 110 RBIs following that. Anyways, that's the NL East. Next week, move to the NL. I wish they were contracted. Central. I don't.
Who cares?
I'm not a fan of the Central, but to be honest with you, Cubs could be scary.
Cardinals.
Well, if healthy, the Cubs could be scary.
Okay.
Sorry, Cardinals fans.
Anyways, I mean that's the end. Enjoy the brackets. Get up early. Get some coffee. Don't go to school.
What? Actually, doctors are saying now's the time to get a vasectomy.
I saw that. You can get bags of ice on your genitalia and watch the.
We don't need to go into detail.
Why do
watch
we
the
gotta-
NCAA tournament while you're icing.
I was just letting you
That's
know,
what I-
don't go to school, drink some coffee. Now we're talking about bags of ice in places. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know where this happened, where it's going.
Please leave us your comments, certainly on fandom.com.
That's it. That's
How do you like
all.
your ice?
For Ryan Takeo, Steve Sliker, I'm Justin Dufour. Have a great evening.